How's the knees? Right, it was your ACLs.
Yeah, my ACL and my ACL and my both of my meniscus. So I just yeah, bro, it's just crazy, man. Happened in the first literally, and I mean, hey, I mean honestly, like so 4 weeks before the fight, I had a little bit of a knee injury. Um, in wrestling practice, and my knee popped a little bit. I had the doctors check on it. You know, it was an LCO strain, and we didn't know if meniscus because we didn't get MRI. But when the surgeon went in and when I had surgery, he's like, "You definitely tore your meniscus 4 weeks prior." And obviously, whenever your meniscus is weak around your knee, it's easier for your ACL to tear. That's why faking a kick popped my ACL. Also, I'm doing that stuff full speed. So yeah,
I thought
Yeah.
it was your Achilles too, because when DC slowed it down and showed it, and it was like you saw your calf pop too.
yeah,
It's kind of gross, but
yeah. Yeah, it just the ripple effect went all the way down. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, holy freak. Dude, I tell everybody, man, I said that thing was so instant. Like, the moment it happened, I was like, oh, freak. Because, my adrenaline ain't really started. It's only been, again, 15 seconds into the fight. It ain't much going on.
Yeah.
You're just fainting and moving. And then it happened, and I'm like, freak. Dang, what was that? And the moment I put my foot back down, because I picked my feet up, and the moment I put it down, all pain just shot up my leg. And I said, oh, man, I can't put no pressure on this. It was rough. The doctor told me, he's like, most guys that have that type of knee injury, especially with both meniscus, that he's seen in football, he worked with a lot of athletes. He said they'll just go down. He said he don't know how I just didn't just fall down. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie. Part of it was like, fall down because this hurts. It was in pain. I said, he went wrong. Oh, man.
so we're gonna do. It's not like a normal interview. We've been doing like fun stuff like Would You Rather and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrote down and had people send in hot takes, and some of them are UFC, some aren't, and I'm just gonna fire them off, and we're all gonna talk about them.
Let's do
Damn
it.
straight.
Let's do it.
So the first one is Tom Aspinall is overrated.
Ooh. Hot take.
This is mine because I think he's overrated.
Completely disagree, but I want to hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
Woo! Okay. We'll get to it.
I just think I don't know. Yeah, I we can go over them one at a time because if I fire them all out, some of them are just gonna make no sense. I just think Tom Aspinall is overrated because how bad heavyweight is right now.
Well, okay, so let's first start off with this. Yes, I can see a lot of people how they're looking at heavyweight right now. Is this probably the worst the heavyweight division has been in the past few years? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the top of the heavyweight division, I mean, he's ran through Curtis Blades, who's, as we've been seeing, he's been the guy at heavyweight for years. He ran through oh my God, Sergey Popovich, pretty easily, who again has done some things. Then he also beat Volkov. I mean, he's beaten all the heavyweight guys that are
Yeah.
there. So besides Cyril Gahn, okay, but everybody else there, he's already beaten. So I don't know anyone else that you can really say like, hey, who he's not. How's he overrated when there's nobody else there to really beat him? Because honestly, then you can say the entire heavyweight division is overrated because who else is there to really beat him
Damn
besides
straight.
Cyril Gahn?
See, like in my eyes, I think he's overrated in the aspect of like all time heavyweights because
Okay,
people like him, like David, are like, oh, he's one of the most generational heavyweight talents. But no, because I always say like any top five heavyweight from another time would probably beat him.
I
Like
mean, you
and
look at him. He's fucking. His average fight time's what, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's finished everybody he's ever fought. I mean, he has insane knockout power. He's gotten really good wrestling. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. I mean, he's pulled off some crazy finishes over. Pavlovich was on what, like an 8 fight KO streak or something, like 6 or 8
yeah,
fight
but he's
KO streak.
knocking out the same cans.
Yeah, the division sucks. It's not really his fault though. I mean, like you put him up against like a prime DC or like a prime Kane,
He's
they
not beating either one of
probably
them.
See,
it would.
that's where I
That's
start thinking
yeah.
he's overrated. That's like
But
my
like,
exact
look, but
thought
like, you
process.
can't be overrated if you lose to a prime DC. Like, so many people lose to prime DC except for John Jones.
That's true. Prime DC is probably one of
Like,
the greatest fighters of all time. Like he's up there as one of the
Yeah,
greatest fighters of all
yeah.
time. And
yeah,
so it's a Kane.
like
It's so like if Cain Velasquez, obviously taking away the injuries, he's also one of the greatest of all times at heavyweight as
exactly.
well. So it's like I understand your point because I think your expectations, Piggy, for Aspinall is a lot higher. You have high expectations, and for your case, you don't think he has reached those expectations to the fullest. While I can see that, because I'm willing to bet you everybody thought, Aspinall's gonna run through Cyril Gane, But I
Yeah,
think a lot of people really disrespect Cyril Gane because, for one, I said this going into the fight. I said people say, "Oh, John Jones just took him down and choked him in a few minutes. That's easy." Aspinall do the same. He's a better grappler. Okay, well, let's look at this. Cyril Gane had 2 years 2 years to work on his grappling. He's not going to be the same fighter that he was 2 years ago in that same department. Now, could somebody still be better than him at that? Could Aspinall still be a better grappler? Absolutely. But it's not going to be as easy as what John Jones did to him because John Jones was the only one to say, hey, I'm going to just go ahead and just take you down.
yeah,
Besides Francis Ngannou. And Francis Ngannou brought a aspect that I think a lot of people didn't see coming in because, again, Ngannou came in with an injured knee. So you have to look at those things differently. And that's the reason why I look at a guy like Aspinall as not overrated, but I'm not going to put him in my all-time list. Like personally, I don't think he makes the top 10 just yet. Like there's some work for him to be done. He got to beat Cyril Gane. I think he's had some, monumental wins, but I do think he needs a little bit more work before I can claim him as an all-time great heavyweight. But
Do you
definitely
think
not overrated.
I like that. I like that.
do you think he would have beat John Jones?
So every fight is different, man. It's all about matchups. I could see him being able to beat Jones with the aspect of more athletic, powerful. Um Jones is older. If this was a prime John Jones, I give you that. But this is an older John Jones, man, and it's a little different because Cyril Gane on the feet is so athletic and moves so well. It's a different fight. It's a different fight. It's a different fight. That's why I think Aspinall could beat Jones.
There's a few Jones ones that people sent in. This is the next one.
I like your answer,
Someone,
Torres.
yeah, that was a great answer. Someone
Love
sent
that
this one
answer.
in. John Jones is an overrated striker and just has the spinning elbow. This is mine. I disagree with it. I mean, I thought it was.
Yeah, that can't be right.
That's
I mean,
Someone said it, and I was like, wow. And then the next one, this one is like genuine. Reyes versus Jones could have gone either way.
okay. I'm gonna go back to the overrated striker one, then I'm gonna go to that one. The striking one is John Jones the most dynamic striker? Probably not. But is he dynamic? Yes, he is. The thing is, he can create a lot of different things, but John Jones on the feet, probably besides his last fight against Stipe, but on the feet, John Jones don't have many on the feet finishes, if any, actually. All his finishes on the ground. He picks you apart on the feet to take you down and then finish you on the ground. He's the true definition of a ground and pound type of fighter.
yeah,
Heck, the time I have met him, he'll tell you that in person. The easiest way to win an MMA fight is by taking somebody down and beating them up, which I personally do agree. So it's like I definitely like the way John Jones is able to orchestrate. His striking to make things work out really, really well for him to set up his takedown. He is definitely a dynamic striker, definitely not overrated. And then to the Reyes and John Jones fight, I watching it live when I watched it for the first time. This is me just getting into MMA. I wasn't a big MMA fan at the time. I just got into it. I thought Reyes won. Watching it live, I'm like, oh, I'll never forget. I was at a party in college, and I said, and I'm watching. I'm the only one watching it really, and I'm like, John Jones just lost his first fight. They're like, what? I said, John Jones just lost. They said, no way. I said, yes, he did. I had just watched the whole fight, and I'm like, he lost. And when they show him win by decision, it's like, bro, why you playing? I'm like, no, I'm telling you, like, because they didn't watch the fight, so they're like, what are you talking about? Watching on my phone. I'm like, no, I was shocked that they called John Jones to win. And I went back and rewatched it. I can see the rounds that they gave Jones, but Reyes won that fight, man. I'm sorry,
Reyes won that.
he won that fight.
Oh,
I've watched that
that
fight so many
sucks.
times.
That robbery just got you embarrassed at college, bro. You think the judges had any idea of what the damage they were doing to you was?
That's what I'm saying, right?
It's
Look,
fucked
I'm
up.
sitting there watching. They're like, what? Because like a bunch of people came around and said, there's no way, there's no way. I said, bro, I'm telling you, he just lost, dude. And I was shocked myself. And then when they called the scorecards and said John Jones, I said, what? I was shocked myself.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
This isn't really a hot take, it's more a question. But do you think height should be a factor in weight classes?
No. I mean, heck, look at me. No. I mean, look, so this is the same argument you can make for other sports. But height, but for obviously for fighting is different. How can height be manufactured for part of being a weight class when some people bodies are created differently? Like me, I have a very long reach for my weight class. Like I have a 76-inch reach, and yet I'm the shortest in the weight class. Okay, so I'm just as long as anybody else, but I'm just as short as anybody else. So it's like, okay, so how can you differentiate me? Uh, and you have that for a good bit. Heck, look at Daniel Cormier. You can look at DC. Or DC, you have a short reach and you're short. No, it's like, oh, I'm free. But he obviously made it work for himself. So I know I
Yeah,
don't think that was I don't think that's a really good case that you can possibly make.
I agree with that.
All right, here's another hot take. Every man should be able to do a pull up.
Oh, yes. Dude, I think
Yo,
Ah!
absolutely. Absolutely. Bro, what? Yes. Every man should be able to do a pull up at least 25 push ups. That's me. I think everybody should be able to at least do 25.
No, I'm with you. I 100% agree. Everyone should be able to do a pull up.
push
Huh,
ups I'm
David?
cool with, but a pull up, man.
One pull up. Now, if you said muscle up, that's different.
That's
Muscle
like
up,
hard.
that's
I haven't
hard.
been able to do one since high school, and now I'm fucking. Oh,
You can do a pull up. Hey,
I can
like
do a pull up. He can't.
Nah,
oh.
pull ups are
That's the
overrated, bro.
question.
Pull ups are overrated.
So what's your favorite workout that you can do then?
That I can do, I'd say probably a bench press.
Okay, okay. What you get up to?
I fit 225 a couple of times. I've been slacking
That's
recently
good.
though.
No, that's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
yeah,
Dude, it's not. You ain't gotta be lifting all crazy heavy anymore. As you get older, that's not worth it as much anymore. It's about
no,
staying fit. It's about staying fit. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Nah, I like to lift heavy.
Hey, then you have some like him.
yeah.
Live it on this
He
side.
does.
They have to pull me back sometimes because
Yeah,
I like to put that weight up.
I'll go into this lifting hot take because this is my favorite, and people always get mad. I think squatting is like the greatest exercise ever made. Like I think it's the best.
You think
Like
squatting
leg day.
over deadlifts or power cleans?
Yeah, like I'm going in and like I think leg day is probably the best day.
leg day is probably my favorite day
Okay,
And
right
okay.
then
now.
a
Yeah,
lot of people hate it.
I like leg day myself. I like the full body workouts more like power cleans, deadlift where you have to utilize everything. But yeah, I agree.
I used to love deadlifting, but I'm like fucking I'm crippled now, so I can't do
yeah.
half of it anymore.
Every
Let's read. David, you can read
Yeah,
some of yours. Oh, you want me to read them? I forgot. You don't have your phone.
yeah. My laptop died. I'm cooked.
Alex Pereira can beat every heavyweight on the roster if he bulks correctly. I mean, he's already a big ass dude. The bulk doesn't really matter. I still think he beats
heavyweight
everybody.
right now,
Yeah,
there's some bad matchups for him though. I definitely think a guy like, as crazy as this may sound, Josh Hokett, Curtis Blades, because those guys are not going to go in trying to stand with him. Those guys are going to go in trying to take him down, and you're just going to have to. You're going. I'm being honest. I will. I'll probably be on this island by myself. Personally, I think Alex Pereira is a great fighter, but his career has been benefited off great matchmaking, and I do think there are certain matchups that doesn't benefit him the best. Because let's just go back to him in his middleweight days. He jumped the entire top 15 to fight number 3, who is the only main striker guy in the entire division at that time, which was Sean Strickland. He skipped a Derek Bronson. He skipped a Marvin Vettori who would have tried to take him down. He skipped. I mean, there were so many guys that would grapple heavy in that division that all just bring it out. I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Fluffy, heck, just skip all those guys and let's say, hey, we're just gonna put you right here and fight the only striker that's up here in the division to get you towards the champion. And look, hey, I understand the business point and the selling points of the business, so I understand that. But I am saying I do think Alex has benefited a little bit from matchmaking, and yeah, if he bolts correctly, maybe. But like, there are a few, not many. I'm gonna be honest, not many, because like Tatu Avasa, all those guys, Marcin Turba. There's a lot of guys there's a lot of guys he can run through. Obviously, at heavyweight, he can do it right now at his size. But
do you think Hokic is that good to like? I mean, just his new matchup that just got announced. He also is skipping the line. I know heavyweight isn't much of a line.
Huge line.
But going from unranked to the 4th fighter, Curtis Blades next is kind of crazy.
I'm gonna say this. Yes, that is a jump, and the jump isn't because so much of him. I think the jump is, like you said, because of the state of the division. And you're right. He has made a big jump. I do think Curtis Blades is a tough fight. Curtis Blades is a tough fight for anybody, as you can see. Curtis Blades, he stopped. Who was the first guy that came in from PFL?
Almeida, he stopped.
No, Rizvan Cunez.
Rizvan Cunez, John Almeida, that's another one. Another guys that was on their run to come up, and he stopped them in their tracks. Curtis Blades has definitely been that guy, and let's see if Hoke can get by. If Hoke can get by him, we're looking at a new top 5 heavyweight.
That's crazy to think about.
It is crazy to think. I thought his last fight, the guy he fought, maybe Hokic just dominated him, but I was watching that. I was like, there's no way that guy should be in the UFC. Hokic literally knocked him out by flipping him off. I mean, it was awesome to watch. I mean, and Hokic is very talented. I think he's going to be very good, but it's a huge jump from him to the number 4 ranked heavyweight in the world.
Hey, you're right. So you got to also remember, Hokic is an athlete. Hokic was a All-American wrestler in college and NFL fullback. Elite athlete. So, elite athlete along with learning how to fight. Now the problem I have to think, because he was getting a little fatigued, he pushed the pace so highly on Denzel Freeman. How is his cardio can hold up if it has to go to the extra rounds if he wants to fight at that type of pace? Now, if he can keep that pace like that, oh man. He's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna read Corey's next. Corey sent one in. He wrote down that Charles Oliveira is overrated.
Wait a minute now. Wait, why is this? What is this? Like, why is this? Wait a minute. How? I need to know his reasoning. Like, why would he say Oliveira is overrated?
He gave no reasoning either.
He didn't even detail it. His exact words is Charles Oliveira is extremely overrated. And now I've seen this on a few like TikTok pages post hot takes all the time. And I've seen people explain it that like his like path to the belt was very simple because it was all striking based and he was the only like heavy grappler after Khabib. People post I fucking hate reading it, but I it's always on TikTok and that people always say he's a quitter.
That was like his stigma before his title run, like when he just came in.
That was really fresh in his career.
He definitely overcame that,
especially after the Max Holloway won. It was a huge thing after that. That was a long.
He tore his esophagus. Can't really do much.
I'm about to say, yeah, he was at risk of being paralyzed. And then the other thing, he was in there with a whole bunch of strikers. Well, What? That doesn't even make sense because he knocked out Michael Chandler. He essentially knocked out freaking Justin Gaethje when he dropped Gaethje and then rear naked choked him. And then obviously I can see your point with the Dustin Poirier one, but Dustin Poirier being rear naked choked by everybody, so it's like I can understand that. But bro, like,
It's
dude,
funny because Dustin's the only like strict black belt like BJJ guy out of all of them too.
Yeah.
that's right,
I'm
that's right, and he
we're,
that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, why would I venture away? They're just saying like Habib is overrated because he didn't try to go and strike with Justin Gaethje. Okay, who cares? He went out there and finished the guy in the second round. Go out there and win. Oliveira has shown he can, regardless of what era, regardless of what time, he always shown that he can go out there and fight with the best of the best and continue to win. He just beat Gamrot, subbed him really easy. He just beat he beat Chandler again. Yes, he got knocked out by Topuria. Yes, he got beat by Islam. This guy is fighting. See, this is what people don't understand about fighters. When you are fighting the top of the best for years after years after years, you're gonna take some L's unless you're just that all-time great and you beat all of them. John Jones, Habib, just a few. There's not going to be many that's going to just sit at the top and stay there forever and keep beating every single one of them. That's why people credit guys like Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. They stayed in the top 5 for the longest. I mean, for the absolute longest, and did nothing but fight the best of the best. And either they won or they lost, but majority of the time they won.
Yeah.
That's his Hall of Fame type career.
I always
Oliveira
think
is
it's
doing the same thing.
crazy. Justin Gaethje has never not fought someone that wasn't ranked.
No, I think he's never fought
Exactly.
someone outside the top 10. His debut
Yeah,
fight was against Michael Johnson.
that's like the craziest stat ever.
That
Yeah.
is. Dude, and how long has Gaethje been in the UFC? Since what, 2018?
2017, 2018, I think.
Yeah,
2017? Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to look at Charles Oliveira real quick because Charles Oliveira has been fighting ranked guys for a very, and I mean
And
very
two weight
long time.
classes. Because he was at
At two
featherweight.
weight class. That's right.
Yeah.
Because
and
I
then he kind of
forgot the
missed one
Army
weight.
Tashirkian fight, Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee. So yeah, he's been fighting ranked guys since
He came into the UFC at like 22 years old, I think, as well. He came in super
did.
young.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's been fighting ranked guys since 2020. All these guys have been ranked since 2020, and he only has 3 losses. So like overrated? Nah. Along with all his other UFC wins, along with his great career, that he's had, nah, nah.
I agree.
Oliveira's that guy. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just thinking. I was trying to remember. I remember when he came in, he got submitted by Jim Miller. Oh, I wanted.
That's not a bad loss, though.
I know. I was just like that. Just clicked in my head, and how old Jim Miller is, and how many times we've seen him fight.
I know that was 2010. We just saw Jim
Yeah,
Miller fight last year.
Yeah.
That's
We were at
crazy.
Jim Miller's last 2 fights in New York and in Miami.
that's it's so
Yeah.
funny. I have that down too. You were talking about all time greats. I wrote this down. This is my take. Khabib is not a top 10 all time.
Oh, brother. Okay,
This is my reasoning always. His opponents, like all time, up until the UFC's overall record for the 28-0, I just think it's overrated, was 38 and like 317. I think I still have the screenshot. And then they went into a deeper dive in half of his MMA fights in the 28-0 by oh my god, what is it? The commission in Nevada now isn't considered a professional MMA fight anymore because some of them are only 2 rounds.
that's true.
And then he also, and then his highest win in my eyes, I mean in the world's eyes, was Conor McGregor coming off a year to 2 year layoff. Who just came out from his management and team. One of our buddies actually, just Aaron, interviewed his team, and they also said it with clips. He was only training 2 times a week for that fight, that entire camp. So I
Okay,
just think his wins are overrated in my eyes, and that I don't think he's an all time great.
I mean,
I think he's an all-time great, but I don't think he. I think he's like just outside the top 10. I think there's 10 people in my eyes that were better all-time than him.
he's definitely top 10 for me, but like I don't know about like on my Mount Rushmore. I would say he's probably around like 6 or 7.
Okay, he probably not on my Mount Rushmore,
Yeah,
but he's definitely one of my favorite fighters to watch.
yeah.
Personally,
Never
I
lost a
will.
round.
Yeah, well, technically he did.
Oh,
Technically,
he lost one to McGregor, I think. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Gaethje, first round against Gaethje. I
Who
don't
he have
know
the
how
other
he
one?
lost that round. Two judges gave it to
Who was the dude
Gaethje. I don't
on
know how.
steroids? I think he beat him. I literally just rewatched the fight. Ty, I can't say his name. Tibeu.
Gleason T-Bow. T-Bow.
Yeah.
Gleason T-Bow. So let me explain this. You're right about his early part of his career. Um, he did have a lot of things that happened in the beginning of his career. In terms of like who he fought, but that's regional MMA. You got to get fights, especially over there in Russia. As we already know, overseas and regional MMA is a lot different than how it is here in America.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I'll say this. Obviously, it translated pretty well because when he got to the UFC, he dominated. Now, yes, he did go against a lot of different guys. The styles were he was very grapple heavy. Didn't get many finishes, but he is what he was. And then as his career started to prolong, and as he grew, and then got better, and it got better, Habib was that guy. And I'm going to be honest, he was like that guy. I saw how you got to watch how he beat Dustin Poirier, how he beat Justin Gaethje. Yes, the McGregor fight, but there was so much build. That was the biggest fight of all time in UFC history, and a lot of pressure on both sides. The thing is, well, yes, you can say there's pressures on both sides, but McGregor was going to get paid the highest he was going to ever get paid. McGregor was going into that fight with all the clout. So you got to remember, you got to look at it from McGregor's standpoint. Whether I beat Habib or not, it doesn't matter to me because I'm still going to be the biggest star in the
Yep.
history of UFC. He could lose that fight to Habib, turn around and fight again next week, and still probably sell just as many pay-per-views. That's how big of a star he was.
Yeah.
So you have to look at those type of things for him. I can't fault Habib that Conor McGregor didn't train as hard. That's not his fault. That's not his fault.
Thank you.
Train. Because let's just say this. Had it went out there and starched Habib, everybody would have said, man, well, Conor beat that guy. You only train 2 days a week. Man, that's impressive. That probably would have added more light to Conor's name than anything else. I can't call him overrated, and I can't definitely call him not top 10. He's top 10 because I would like to know who you think 10 guys that are better.
I got John Jones,
Okay.
Billy Mighty Mouse. I have
All right.
Volk.
Ooh. Okay. I'll give you vote. I can make a case, but I'll give you vote.
I just wrote it down. I did this I wrote it down the other day because when we asked you, you were actually on it. The Mount Rushmore thing. I texted it to him what I thought mine was. So I wrote it down. Let me find this.
I think it was GSP, Mighty Mouse,
I have
Volk,
GSP there too.
and
All right, here
Jones.
we go. I wrote it down. Stipe, DC. I had Jose Aldo. This was current, but I'm not putting Marab. I have Volk, Anderson Silva, Islam. I have Islam above Khabib. I put Islam on the top 10 now.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. That's 5. Because I'm going to take away one of your guys. You just said Stipe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
don't know where
completely
Stipe
disagree
came
with that.
from, dude.
I completely disagree.
See, I made this list what? I made this list a few years ago. But now I'm looking at it like after I had a deeper conversation, I always see the argument, and now I'm looking at it even more for Max Holloway to be in the top 10. Simply, not even because of his like accolades, simply just because of longevity. Like how long he's been able to do what he's doing. And then you could make the argument like Justin Gaethje, like the top 10 rank thing. But Max Holloway fully got gold more than once and defended it and now he has the BMF belt. So I like the argument that Max is a top 10, and I'd put him above Khabib now.
Would you put Max above Gaethje?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I don't even Gaethje's not that. He's like I don't know.
If we're talking
I
entertaining fighters, Gaethje's top 5. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
but we're talking, yeah, all time like
I always
great.
put Kane like, but my Mount Rushmore is like all heavyweights, and they're all like very. I look at the Mount Rushmore different though because I explain it like it's not my goats, it's more like my idols, which was like Brock Lesnar, Kane, John Jones, and then Volk was on my Mount Rushmore because fucking I love Volk, but it was always like Kane and Brock Lesnar who I loved, but it's because I wrestled for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, so that's the thing. I can see what your standpoint is. What your standpoint is. But when I look at Habib, you have to always throw into the fact of dominance. If you want to proclaim, obviously UFC is the biggest organization. Well, he went into the biggest organization, and for multiple years, up until like the final 2 fights of his career, or final 2 to 3 fights of his career, he had never lost a round. He dominated everybody, no matter who it was, no matter what the name was. He dominated them. And then he was okay when he fought the prime of the prime guys at the end of his career. Well, okay, you can say Conor wasn't necessarily in his prime. Okay, just take away Conor. You had Dustin, you had Gaethje, and those two guys went on and had a lot more success after he had beaten them. So you can't sit there and say those guys weren't up to par. And Habib beat those guys as well, and beat them pretty easily. So it's to me it's hard for me to see him not there based off just his dominance. The Michael Johnson fight, the my gosh,
Yeah, but his
what's it?
top wins it's Edson Barboza, Michael Johnson,
Rafael dos
Rafael
Santos.
dos Santos, yeah, and that's really it. That's another thing.
Those are some good wins. Rafael dos Santos fought for a
I
very
mean,
long time. Michael Johnson is still currently fighting right now. Now, yes, Michael Johnson always been a 50-50 fighter, but made him quit. I mean, he broke that son.
yeah.
He tapped him. What's the other one you said?
Edson Barboza, but I mean, that's a very
It's yeah,
favorable
Back then, Edson
matchup.
Barbosa was a top 5 lightweight.
That's a
yeah.
I
very
mean,
favorable matchup, though.
But look, hey, I'll give you
you
this.
fight who they put in
Look,
front of you. It's not his fault. Like,
actually, I'll make this case even better. Habib beat Rafael dos Santos, and Rafael dos Santos, after he lost to the Habib 3 fights later, fought for the title and won it. And so, hey, man, look, I have to give Habib his credit because the only
dude,
reason why Habib didn't fight for the title sooner is because he had those injuries in training, which had to sideline him for 2 years. He would have been champion already, but Rafael dos Santos became the better of the two and became champion before he did.
I know. I just watched in deep detail about Tony Ferguson's knee, like when he fell on the wire, what actually happened to it. And it was what did you just said it, the LCL, right? Is that it?
LCL, yeah.
That he
I had
completely tore it
ACL.
off the bone. Yeah,
Ooh.
and that's what happened. That they told Tony Ferguson he didn't need surgery because I knew about the injury, of course, and that it was his knee, but I didn't like fully ever watch a video. And I watched a surgeon like go into how bad it was, and they said like the LCL never really needs surgery. It's just PT, and it's like a few weeks. And they said they
Mm-hmm.
did an X-ray, and it was completely off the bone, so they had to go in and do surgery. And I was like, oh, that must have been brutal.
Yeah, that's painful. Yeah. Like that's what people do. People understand like when your ligament is done, it's done. So like that's why same thing for my last fight. Like anybody that knows me fighting would see, oh man, Finney's not shooting a takedown. What's wrong with him? It's like, bro, I literally couldn't shoot. Like being on one leg, I couldn't plant or do anything. So it's like I completely understand when they say, "Oh my gosh, that ligament was off the bone." Yeah, like I tore 3 things in my knee at one time, so I absolutely know how that feels.
I've torn a good amount of muscles. I tore the labrum in my hip in 6 places and cracked the
Ooh,
bone down the middle. Yeah,
ooh, man.
I'm a little handicapped. All right, I'm gonna backtrack. This is a random question, but you asked him how much he benched, so I'm like super curious how much you bench in deadlift.
So you want to go right now, or you want to go best?
Prime, your best rep.
Okay, my best bench is 450, and my
Holy
best and my best deadlift is 705.
Now, do you wish you were athletic in your prime?
Uh, I mean, I think I was pretty athletic in my prime. I feel like I was.
No, I was just joking.
Oh man.
Damn, 450. You have long
Yeah.
ass arms though. I feel like that's you're
yeah,
not.
I
that's a
know,
tough
man.
one.
I know. I was in college, man. Dude, I wish I could have got the recording of it because I had done 405 multiple times leading up. I was able to eventually hit 435. We were doing max that day. So my teammate at the time, his name was Cole Strange, who also just, well, not just, but like 3 years
Former New
ago,
England Patriot.
New England Patriot, yes, got drafted in the first round by them.
Say,
So we were always being competitive on the bench and everything. And he had just hit, I want to say 440 or 445. And for me, I was like, man, we was competitive at everything. So I was like, I always was, at first I was like the strongest guy on the team. And then, he started working out, get a little bigger, stronger. He became the strongest guy on the team. I said, okay, I can't let this happen. So I got underneath the bar and I said, I'm gonna get it. And boy, boosh, right off the chest, poof. And I was like, oh, I just ain't gonna lie. I had a good bounce off the chest. I had a good bounce. And I was like, oh, I eventually got it up. But yeah, that's the best that I've done bench wise. And squat, my best squat is 585. So yeah.
Damn,
wow,
we're pretty
wow,
close to that.
animal.
Yeah, cause my squat is what 545. Deadlift was 630, and my bench is 330.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah, but
good.
Yeah,
I'm heavy, but I'm like 5'3", so I'm kind of built for
no,
it.
yeah.
no.
I'm kind of built for it.
Yeah, built for it. And then like for me, power clean, like my best power clean was 350.
See, I never got into it. I know it's so good for explosive training and everything.
Yeah.
And like during wrestling, we did it once in a blue moon. My coach would have us do it, but like he had us do sumo deadlifts more than anything for like all the years I did it. Even at jujitsu, like all the training there, the lifting is fucking. I don't do shit.
Yeah. That explosive movement, and it helps me for my fighting. It's like that's why when I explode, when I lift guys up in the air and things of that nature, like that comes
Oh
from my
yeah.
hips. So those explosive movement because fighting is basically like depending on the type of fighter you are. I'm a burst. I'm a burst type of guy. Explosive movements in and out, and then you got your elongated muscle guys. The Holloways of the world or the Kobe Covington that just chip away over time. But then you got explosive guys like me, like Buckley. Heck, McGregor was a part of that. Guys that get these short bursts on you and they'll take you out over time. Heck, Shemaev's the same way. He's a short burster. He sprints on you and then reset, then another sprint. So yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, here's another question. David said it was a loaded question, but I thought it was a good question.
My bad.
Do you,
Just real
you're
quick.
fine. I'll let you fix it. Do you think Dana White hates you?
Do I think Dana White hates me?
Yeah.
All right. This is actually an interesting question. Um, I'm going to.
I was just like last night. I was sitting and I was like, damn, he fought on Dana White's contender series 3 times. Like, I wonder if he thinks Dana White hates him.
So I'm gonna give you a little insight on the business a little bit. So one, the first time I was in contender series, I beat Yuri Pamperov, Russian guy, undefeated.
Mhm.
Subbed in the second. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally thought I should have got the contract on that. Personally. But it is what it is. He felt like I was young and I didn't have a lot of experience, which he was right because I had just started MMA about 2 years prior. So it's like
Mhm.
I'd only been doing MMA for 2 years and I was already on a contender series. So you're right. I can see his point in that case. Go back. I beat Cam Rowson, which you see what Cam is currently doing now in the UFC.
Yeah,
Good
we
fighter.
just had him on.
Yeah, really good fighter. I knew he was good going into the fight. Obviously most guys on the contender series are gonna come on, it's gonna be pretty good. But I was like, this guy's definitely UFC ready. Well, I watched the film. I'm a big film watcher. I watch a lot of the things leading up. I watch a lot of that stuff. So I was like, he's a good fighter. Like he's a good fighter. And watching that stuff, I'm like, All right, just beating a guy like this should be able to get me in. And you know, Dana and these guys didn't think of it that way. They thought of Cam as just another regional guy, and I'm like, he's not that. And Dana made this statement of saying, "Well, I told you to get more than one fight. You go out there and get one fight when I told you to go and get some experience." Which led up to the point where I said in the interview after the fact that I was selected to be on Ultimate Fighter, and I didn't get selected. Which, when you sign an Ultimate Fighter contract, you can't fight for 4 months. And the moment I was out of that contract, I had a fight the next following month, which was the viral knockout. And then what people don't understand is I was already given a Dana White Contender Series contract because I wasn't selected on the Ultimate Fighter. So I didn't have to fight that fight the month after I wasn't selected. But I chose to fight it because I didn't want the next time I step into a cage to be right back on the Dana White Contender Series and have a year of experience, a year without actually fighting. So, I went on, fought that fight, and then I signed. And look, it just happened to be they figured out about that stuff, and then I fought again the third time. Some people could be like, Dana hates. I think it was just a series of events that led up to all of that, rather than him actually hating me. Now, could he actually hate me? Probably could, but but what a lot of people have to understand within the business is Dana is that guy, but the real guy is like Hunter Campbell. Hunter Campbell is.
I just talked about that with my coach, finding out the court trials that Dana said he hasn't actually had his foot in matchmaking in 2 years.
I saw Sean O'Malley said he never once discussed with Dana for a contract ever, and he's one of the biggest stars right now. It's.
I tell you this: when you sign your UFC deals and your bouts, anytime you get ready for a fight, at the bottom it will always say Hunter Campbell's name. Never Dana. So it's again, that's why I tell everybody. A lot of people assume and see things. And look, don't get me wrong. Dana White runs things. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a part of a lot of the things within the business, but Hunter is really the guy right now. If when you want to get on anybody's good side, is Hunter's side. So Hunter runs the business, and he's the Naya say him and Mick Maynard, Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby. So those are the guys.
Yeah.
This is a question that I wrote down because it's just true. It's not really a hot take, but I wrote down country music is hot garbage.
How dare you?
Yeah, he says that, bro. I'm wearing a Morgan Wallen sweatshirt right now.
Oh my god,
country music's ass.
I love country music.
Oh my gosh, bro, what do you listen to?
I like heavy metal.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get my phone.
And Wu-Tang, because Wu-Tang's for the kids.
Wu-Tang's for the kids. Okay. Let me see. Because for me, let me see what my heavy metal would be considered.
Well, I don't know. I listen to some rock too. I have the Black Sabbath logos tattooed on my ass cheeks. I have
seen it. It actually does.
Yeah, I like dad rock, but I listen to more pretty heavy metal.
Oh, so I probably ain't got no real true heavy metal.
You listen to country music while you warm up for an MMA fight?
What is no, definitely not listen to country music to warm up. But I do like country music now.
I don't know.
Absolutely. How. I'm from the South, man. I'm from Georgia. I'm from Jones County.
I love country.
I'll never get it.
Dude, bro, you just gotta listen to the right music. Where you from?
Boston.
That's probably why. But look, dude, you gotta listen to guys there's some Luke Combs.
Yeah.
Well, so
Thomas Rhett.
People always tell me I have to listen to the right people. I played the saxophone at the Grand Gay Opera in Tennessee, the most famous country place, and they invited us after we played to sit there and listen to all of them. So I saw some of the greatest country singers in the world. I got asked to leave because I was snoring too loud.
Oh no! So
I hate it. I can't get into it no matter how much I listen to.
So see, this is my thing with country, because you will have people that'll say country in terms of honky tonk, where that's country, but that's not necessarily like that's not all country. Like I
Yeah.
do like some honky tonk country songs, but that's not all country. Like it's more of like in the backwood, talking about life, those type of country musics, those type of songs that make you get in your feels. Those are the best,
Damn
and sing
straight.
alongs. There's some
Damn
great sing
straight.
alongs,
I
man.
just
That's
feel
some
like
great.
Talk your shit, Torrez.
all Christian music is about PBRs, blonde Christian women, and like
Yeah, those are
church, and
fire.
like maybe a tractor here and there.
You don't like
Yeah.
PBRs and Blonde Woman?
Well, I don't like it in every song on my playlist. No, I mean,
Hey, you're not wrong. But look, dude, like they have so many dude, you gotta look to this song called What I Love About Sunday by Craig Morgan. You'll like that song.
Okay.
I'll write
That's
it
What I
down.
Love About Sunday by Craig Morgan. I
I
think
I
you'll love that song.
I love country. I love Morgan Wallen. I love Zach Bryan. I love Luke Combs.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
all of it.
all the big guys. Tyler Childers, a little folk in there.
I
Yeah,
think you
bro.
guys just need to
You know
get
what I
with the
mean?
program and start listening to some metal, and then like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
friends in low places, bro. Dude, there's some great. I don't know what you talking, bro. I could go on this all day.
He
I
talking reckless, man.
hey, disagree right there. I have to
Yeah.
disagree on that.
Well, who's your favorite
Fuck you,
country
kid.
artist?
I love Luke Combs.
Okay.
I like I said, I love Luke Combs. I like Thomas
Okay.
Rhett.
Okay.
Um,
I like Thomas Rhett.
who else? Chris Stapleton. Definitely. Not. Wait a
my
minute. You don't
mom,
like Tennessee whiskey? Pig, come on.
my
Yeah, I
mom
like
loves
Tennessee whiskey.
those songs, but I like don't
You
mind
like
them.
you don't
I
like
can't.
Tennessee whiskey. You
I
don't like
would
Tennessee
never
whiskey.
put it on though. You couldn't pay me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't lie. I'm not putting any of those songs on.
So Tennessee whiskey, one of them like the most like one of the top country songs that there is the singing, the voice. You don't like that?
I
That's
just
not.
leave. Like they used to do at our old house. They used to do. Oh my god, who was it? Who was it that Robbie plays on the guitar?
He plays a lot of Zach Bryan.
They used to have Zach Bryan nights every Thursday, and they would all play a guitar and drink. I would leave. I would never stay home on a Thursday night.
That sounds like a dope night to me, man. I
I
don't
would
That
know.
I
does
would
sound like a
never
dope night,
I would
Sounds
never
like a
stay
dope
home
night.
dude.
as I kept my distance.
That does sound like a dope night because I don't think like bonfire in the woods late
Oh
at
yeah.
night, somebody playing country music and we all singing along. That's the best.
Dude,
That's
Robbie,
the
he
best.
brings his guitar up to the lake house and he just starts playing, bro. It's
Yeah,
nice.
you don't want to hear me sing.
No, no one wants to hear you sing. No, that's why you're not singing.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
uh,
I couldn't. That's just not my cup of tea. All
that's
right,
true.
this one was submitted. You ready? This is the dumbest question ever. I want her to know that this is the dumbest question when she watches this video. Everyone should kiss at the end of a fight and become friends.
No, no, dumb question.
I want her to know that.
Nah,
Yeah, this is
very much
it,
pass.
See, why not?
Very much pass.
David wrote this one down. Islam Makhachev would have beaten Prime Khabib. I think so, personally. I just think the finishing upset
No?
is on the higher side of Islam than Khabib.
So I'll say that in terms of what he's going to do in his career was better than Habib, but that doesn't make him a better. He was going to be a better fighter that could beat Habib. If you get what I'm saying, like um Habib's pressure. So there's never was a time in a fight, even in 5 rounds, that we ever saw Habib like start to slow down necessarily.
Yeah.
Like he was able to keep that pressure and that pace. People say, "Oh, he slowed down in the third round against McGregor." Yeah, but like he chose to stand on the feet the majority of the whole round instead of taking him down. The better finisher is Islam, but the type of fight that Habib will fight against Islam will be so tough. He'll stay on him. He'll grapple. You'll probably say, "Oh, well, Islam is better on the feet than Habib," but I don't know if Islam can keep that pressure because we saw him break a little bit against Volkanovski, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I would have ever saw that with Habib personally. I don't think we would have ever saw that fight go that way with Habib.
That's another hot take.
Okay.
I still think Volk won that fight. I rewatched
I
that fight
I
constantly.
think that's a very close fight, but I think Islam
Close
definitely
fight.
won that.
Close fight.
Very
It's a
close
close
See,
fight.
fight.
but now the argument, this is what I hate, because when it's a close fight, like, I wasn't upset when Volk lost. It was a very close fight, and I wanted Volk to win. Everyone on Instagram, I promise you, if you ever, like, see highlights of that and click on it, and people will comment Volk won, people have the argument that it was closer 4-1 to Islam than Volk winning. And that's, like, the number one argument on all social media about that
Nah, I don't know
fight.
about no 4-1 now. Nah, I want no 4.
3-2, but I think it was clear Islam. I wouldn't say clear, but like it I would have been a little pissed if they gave it to Volk, even though I love Volk and I want him to win the fight. But
At
like
the end of the
Islam
fight,
definitely won.
definitely thought I was pretty confident that Islam had won.
Yeah.
But the way that fifth round had went, a lot of people were thinking like, "Oh man, that may."
Mhm.
I wasn't on that train. Personally, I wasn't on that train.
Yeah. I respect it.
I was happy it was close.
It was a great fight. I mean,
Yeah, it was a great fight. That's
great
one of the
fight.
most technical fights you'll probably ever see.
I think out of I would say maybe John Jones and DC, that was the highest level MMA matchup possible.
Yeah,
I feel like Islam
I
and
think the
Volk.
only way you can get better is Taporia and Islam.
Islam. Yeah, I agree.
We'll never see it.
We won't.
Probably
I
not.
don't think we'll ever see that.
I don't think so.
Now, do you think Ilya's grappling is good enough to keep up with Islam?
Yes, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen Ilya train. Ilya's one of but this is before Ilya became champion when I saw him train.
Hmm.
This actually was before he fought Bryce Mitchell, and I was like, whoever that guy is, that's one of the best things I think I've ever seen. Because I had already trained at a lot of gyms. I've trained with a few world champions. Not saying those guys weren't great. Don't get me wrong. They're great guys that I had trained with. But Tapoya showed something different. And I was like, just the pad work to the flow in his grappling to just his,
Hmm.
it was all different. And I was like, man, whoever this guy is, he's so good. And I'll never forget when he was getting ready to fight Bryce Mitchell, a lot of people doubted him. A lot of people didn't think he had much of a chance. And I was like, bro, I said, I'll be shocked if Bryce beat this guy. And boy, was I right. Like, and ever
Yeah.
since that fight, I said, Tapoya's going to beat anybody that I see currently at 145.
Hmm.
And at 155, he's a problem. He really is. He's a problem. His grappling could hold up. I say this: his grappling could definitely hold up if the fight was at 155. But if the fight is at 170, that's a little different because you have a
Yeah.
stronger Islam, a bigger Islam. People gotta understand when you put on more weight, yes, you can be more powerful, stronger, etc. But your cardio sometimes might not hold up the same way as if you had to really push cardio because you have to cut your weight rather than
Hmm.
pushing just doing cardio just to do cardio. Because cardio is different when you have to cut weight. You push it obviously to get in shape for the fight, but you're also pushing it a little bit to cutting pounds off. When you're gaining a lot more weight, you say, "Oh, well, he's gonna be bigger. He's gonna be fine." Yes, but also maybe no, because you probably won't do as much cardio necessarily, or you might not take away like certain of your eating habits because you're going up a weight class. So those little small factors really is huge when you're talking about guys that go up another weight class to get ready to fight.
Now, do you think his brother can come up and do the same thing?
Alexander Tavoria,
Yeah,
um, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I personally, I just don't think it's the same. Personally.
I always, every time I watch it, I find it funny because if you watch Toporia's, like, Ilya's older film, it's a lot of, like, freestyle wrestling.
Mhm.
And then as he got further in his career, you can see almost like Ronda Rousey, but Ronda Rousey clearly didn't pick it up as fast. You
Yeah,
can see where he fell in love with striking,
you
and
did.
Yeah.
his brother, you can see, like,
He's
didn't
still
make
the
the same switch, that he's still the freestyle wrestling heavy fighter where
yeah.
Ilya started and evolved, and his brother took all that time to coach him and corner him and didn't evolve with him, in my eyes at least.
Yeah, I think Alexandre needs some more time in like the lab, kind of get some better fights. I remember like when Ilya was coming up, I didn't think much of him, and then just like you just mentioned Torres when he fought Bryce Mitchell, I was like, wow, this guy's fucking the best. I think Alexander still needs to get that fight where he shows everybody that like he'd be I think he could definitely easily make the top 10 of bantamweight.
I can, yeah.
I can see it.
Bantamweight's
But
going to be a tough division, but bantamweight is
yeah,
starting to become the top divisions in the UFC. There's a lot of
yeah,
guys. There's a lot of
bantamweight's
guys.
so talented,
It's talented, man.
so talented.
I know because Peyton Talbot's bantamweight. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's my favorite bantamweight. Which I know people. I get.
I mean, you
sauced
got
by that.
Jan Marab, O'Malley, Yadong, Peyton Talbot, Cejudo. I guess not really anymore.
The greatest
That's
one of all, Rob Font.
Rob
Yeah,
Font
he's
from Boston.
a tough guy.
Hell
I
yeah.
know. I'm trying to. I want him.
Fighting next week.
I love Rob Font, but he doesn't love us. I
Yeah,
guess.
Umar. I mean, fuck.
That's right. I forgot all about.
Oh, that's another one. I know this is. They all just keep fucking piling up. But Usman Nurmagomedov, who's in the PFL, people think if he came to the UFC, he's automatically beating at least 2 out of the top three guys in the weight class.
That lightweight.
Yeah.
Lightweight.
No, isn't it? I thought it was.
He's lightweight. He's lightweight.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
think he'd be Philly.
I watched a few of Usman's fights. So let's look at the top three.
I
Who's
only
up
watched
there?
the Paul Hughes fight.
I think it's what Armin.
It's Armin,
Ilya.
Ilya. Patty just dropped.
Is it
It's BSD.
Max or Charles at 3?
Charles, Max. And so it's Ilya, Armin, Charles, Max, BSD, Gaethje. Are the like top 5 because BSD is 6, I think now.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. He could beat BSD. Crazy enough, he actually could beat Gaethje. Armin, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Holloway, I don't know. And Oliveira, another 50-50 one. Those are some hard fights. I can't just say he'll beat all those guys. He is talented. Don't get me wrong. From because I train out there with DC. I train out there with their camp and all those guys. So I hear a lot of the things of what goes on, and sometimes those camps. And Usman definitely gives the champ Islam himself a lot of really good quality work. I think again, as anybody that knew going into the PFL, Paul Hughes was a UFC talent. He just chose the PFL for money, and obviously you can see like that guy is really good. So he gave a guy like Usman. I felt like that fight was almost forced because obviously PFL didn't have many other things like names to marquee, so they just forced that fight really fast. I think they should have gave Paul Hughes a little bit more time to build his name up before they made that fight. But yeah, Usman Nurmagomedov is he's a beast, man. He's good, but to instantly say he'll beat like a bunch of guys in the top 5, I can't jump on that train that fast just yet.
I haven't watched too many fights, so I really don't know. I just always see that question. I watched the Paul Hughes fights. I watched his last fight. I don't know what that dude's name is though. Oh my god. It like just happened. I just don't watch the PFL. I think it's ass. After the heavyweight tournament, when the lights shut off while they were like in the octagon and they couldn't get them back on, I turned it off and I haven't watched it since.
I will say, I do think the promotion is starting to make a turnaround. Because they let go of the new head guy, the old head guy they used to have, Don Davis, who didn't even watch MMA. That was crazy. And then I also think, I also think now with them doing rankings, they have rankings now. They no longer, they're trying to get away from the tournament format. They're still a part of ESPN, which I think is a huge plus for them. Obviously, you got UFC going from ESPN, while they was always on the same network, a good bit. Mm-hmm. So now with one being gone, you can stay more featured, more on ESPN, continue to utilize that. I think PFL now is thinking about doing more events. If they can do more events, they can become an actual player. Because I as anybody that would tell you, MMA is at its peak when you have multiple promotions. So it is quality. Because when Bellator was running, it was fun to like, oh, you got UFC and Bellator, you know. But as anybody knows, UFC is king. But
Yep.
after you have some other promotions and whatever one that can do the best that they possibly can. Because you got the MVP promotion now with Jake Paul now doing something on Netflix, which some people think could be a player in the game. It could be. I don't think so personally, but we'll see. You know.
The Rousey Carano fight is going to be pretty cool, even though it should have happened like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That
See
would be
that.
cool.
Yeah, that's just not the fight.
Is
That's just
Masvidal fighting on the undercard? I just saw something about it that
I
it's
saw a rumor
50-50.
that he could be back at the White House, so I don't know if he'd go to MVP.
from what I heard. I heard White House too. From what I heard, I don't know. I know he been training.
I
We
So
hear
thought it
things.
was the White House too. I at first, and then I kept
Yeah.
seeing like mad shit about him going to Netflix because it's clearly gonna pay him a fuck ton.
But yeah.
Because you
you
got to think it's a full MMA card. Like, who the fuck else is gonna be on that card? That any of us like fully know that isn't older.
Mm-hmm.
that's true. Because I think there could be some talks of him potentially in Leon, but I don't know. I don't know.
See, I saw one thing on Twitter about that, and I think that would be sick.
That would be. I do. I do. They have the
Might be a
rock.
good fight right now.
UFC is going to build it up. Now, Grant, you got to remember, us hardcore fans, we're going to be like, bro, what? But for a casual, and they're going to see the build up and the promo
Yeah.
video, they go, oh my gosh, man, this fight's crazy.
Fucking
Like
USA versus England. Oh yeah.
That's
England.
what I just saw. I just saw
Like
a big ass caption and people were freaking out, and I was like, this would possibly be the worst watch ever. Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, White House lawn. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's real. He just got out of prison for it. I was like, no, that's not what happened. This is
No,
gonna
that's not what
suck.
happened. Yeah. Casual fans are so like, and that's in any sport because I hear the same thing sometimes in football. It's like, you casuals, boy.
Yeah, I just
Oh my
started
god.
watching football.
You don't watch football anymore?
I just started, actually.
Oh, you just started. Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
love football.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
grew up only watching D1 college wrestling,
Which is also
UFC,
good.
yeah,
Do
UFC,
do
tennis, and like the Olympics.
do you watch our RAF?
Yeah. Me and my brother, I'll go home and watch it with him. He
It's
loves
pretty
it.
cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
I wish I was just talking about it with my brother because he was also a very big wrestler. That they had something like that when I was in high school.
Yeah. Would have
It's
gave you
like
something to pursue. Absolutely.
because after we all like instantly, the only thought process was MMA or jiu-jitsu. Like if you knew there was further than D1 wrestling or the Olympics, like people are clearly gonna try way harder. Like we were all in it, but like there would be higher competition in high school.
And I agree with you because you always get that question. That's a little bit what led me, not entirely, but a little bit what led me to play football in college. I did wrestle my freshman year in college, but like it was more the fact that after wrestling, what is there? And at the time, I wasn't a big MMA guy. So, I didn't get into MMA until like 2020, which was my senior year in college. So, like, I wasn't looking to fight. So, I was just looking like, oh, wrestle and you see what it is. But I was looking more at football because, obviously league aspirations. So,
Yeah.
you see those things and you're like, okay, well, I'll put more of my effort into football rather than wrestling.
Yeah.
So I couldn't for wrestling. And
What
then
position were you in football?
In high school, I was a defensive lineman, one sack away from breaking the Georgia State record.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I had 24 sacks in a single season, and then and also led the nation in tackles that year for all D linemen. I had 131 tackles. So yeah, I have done pretty well in high school. Defensive player of the year for because we was in the second highest classification here in Georgia, and Georgia has pretty big football here. And
Yeah.
then in college, I got moved to fullback. I became all conference my redshirt sophomore year. Dealt with some injuries, crazy enough, tore my ACL. So I dealt with some injuries. And then Eventually got moved back to D line in my senior year, but
Yeah.
that's when COVID hit, and then that's when I found MMA.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Wow. What a turn of events.
yeah.
That's crazy that you were a sack away from breaking the Georgia State record and they made you a fullback right when you got to college.
I know, right? Hey,
That makes no, especially with the arms you got too. Like you've been a man. Were you D end or D tackle?
I was a D tackle, but I was fast up the ball. I was really fast up the ball.
Exactly. Yeah. I assume if you're with your 5'8",
Yeah,
you are 5'8", right?
yeah.
Yeah. So I
Hey,
assume you're probably really fast. Hey, it
yeah,
worked out.
yeah. It worked out. Yeah, you know,
Hell yeah.
led me to this point in my life. I always say, you know, God does everything for a reason. So this was a
Damn
blessing
straight.
for that.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I never played. I trained to be the kicker and didn't even play.
That's not bad.
I played soccer for a long time, so they tried to get me to do it senior year,
Mm-hmm.
but
And you didn't? Did you like it? No.
I enjoyed it. But I was also by junior year when I was practicing to be the kicker. My mom was like, "Please play kicker." It was around the time I stopped playing soccer, and I was on 3 wrestling like club teams. So I
Mm-hmm.
was wrestling all through the football season. Then I wrestled high school and my club season like in the winter. And then this summer I'd go away and go wrestle at like Brown University for like camps. I'd get sent away for like a month. So I wrestled year round for fucking
Yeah, you
22
did a lot of
years.
rest. Yeah,
There was
yeah,
just like no point in me for like 2 years to be like, yeah, let me be the kicker when I was all like full gear on wrestling.
yeah. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That means you definitely understand a lot of the grappling aspects once you watch fighting.
But yeah, I do jujitsu now up until I broke my hip. So I get that too.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I
How long
think
you
for
been doing
sure.
jujitsu?
So I started jujitsu. About a year and a half because I started like last year and made it through the year, and then like midway through, I play lacrosse in college, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I take face offs, but midway through the season, I was like I would go to jujitsu at 6 a.m., then go to lacrosse at night. I shattered my hip at a practice and like couldn't walk. I was on crutches for like 6 months. Now I'm waiting for surgery to get it replaced. So I'm like, I haven't been able to do anything. It's like full non-contact for everything.
Man, how long that recovery is going to take after surgery?
So it depends. Full hip replacement could be 6 to 9 months, but a lot
You
of it
need
is
bed
like,
rest for a little bit, right?
yeah, it's like a few months on bed rest, but they're very now like when my mom had it done, it was very like full bed rest. My mom didn't do anything for a year. Now it's like a few weeks after surgery, they have you up and moving. So
Mm,
like I don't know how much moving I'd be doing, but it shouldn't be that bad.
yeah. I think sometimes again, you're a former athlete. When you're an athlete, recovery is a lot different than most. So,
Yeah.
if anything, they'll probably have to pull you back off doing too many things before you actually not
Yeah,
do.
that's what happened. I tore my shoulder too in high school. That's what happened. I tore the labrum and they shot me up and I was fine.
Something when you're young is you can recover a lot faster.
That's very true. That is
Yeah.
very. That's very true.
Yeah, that's all the questions. I guess David has to go to work because some people do that.
It's Tom Ford. Kind of
But no,
quick.
man. I really enjoyed this, dude. Hey,
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
thank you very
whenever y'all
much.
want, just hit me up. Again, it's not like I'm doing much of anything as I am currently in rehab. You know, I'm rehabbing my stuff. Like I'm able to walk
Yeah.
now.
Hell yeah.
A doctor actually said, you know, my progress is going really well. Went to the doctor yesterday. He took me out of my brace. Today makes the 2 weeks since surgery. He took me out of my brace 2 weeks, right before the 2 week mark, and I can bend my
Oh
knee
yeah.
to 109. Uh, yeah, I'm moving pretty swiftly, but it's because all I do is sit here in this bed and do my rehab all day long. So like, yeah, I'm gonna be on a grind to get back. But yeah,
Can't wait to see it, brother.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll be in contact
Oh
naturally.
yeah. It was awesome talking to you, just shooting it up.
no problem. Anytime, bro.
Hell
It's
yeah.
any.
Fuck yeah,
All right,
man.
have a
All
great
right.
day, boys.
All
Have a
right,
great
good
day,
brother.
man.
Have a good one.